We live?
We are now live.
We are live and in the house.
What's up, EGS? We're gonna do a thing on the interwebs.
A solid intro.
Yeah, you like
Right?
that? Yeah, that's what you get in the morning. All right. So this one we're doing CLA. We did like a power rank for teams. We go from cellar dwellers up to contenders. I actually went through and gave teams ranks. Everybody else was lazy and did not. So if you don't like my ranks, too bad. I'm the only one who did.
Drew.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good.
What's up?
What's up? Jarvis Watson here. Nice to see you guys. Back at it, EGS. What's up?
Chris Douglas, also known as Hollywood.
Good.
This is Corey, recurring champion of the league. So
Yep,
I know what it be.
immediately happened.
One.
There's one.
Pretty much the only person in this room qualified to speak about what's a good fantasy team, in my opinion. But we'll get to that when we get to it.
Ouch.
Hey, you know I can mute your ass, right? Right, you do have to turn yourself off and mute though. I can't unmute you.
Fair.
We've got an
No,
over-under
I
on how many
I
times.
wheeled what's it? Oh, I can't even think of the word. Power. I just got a lot of power.
Unlimited power.
Unlimited power.
Got an
All right.
over-under on how many times Corey's going to mention that he's a champion.
And how many times am I going to mute him? All right. Sorry. How's everybody's fourth? You want to talk about that at all, or just get into it?
Fourth has been good.
How drunk are you guys?
I'm getting there.
Hey.
Cheers, everybody. I'm doing bourbon tonight, so we're chilling.
I'm drinking coffee because it's the morning in Taiwan, and I'm not a degenerate.
I got my goon
Oh.
juice.
Oh, you are a degenerate. It just happens to be morning.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm a few hours removed from my beer spree, so I'm more hungover than drunk right now. I try to rebound strong here.
Puke and rally.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right.
Good stuff.
Nice.
All right. Should I? All right. Let's. All right. I'm going to go down to the cellar dwellers. So what we'll do, we'll talk about each team. We can talk about strengths, weaknesses of each team, and then maybe go into their draft. So like with my ranks, what I did is I didn't rank every single player in the NFL because that's ridiculous. I put them into tiers, and I didn't really care about the order of the tier. If they're in a tier, whatever, they all got the same point value. Obviously, not everybody's going to agree with my tiers. And then I assigned tiers, different point values, and each position group, the point values were different. I favored position groups I thought were more important to winning, like stud win you a game. Running backs got the highest point value. Your stud quarterbacks, I mean, they may be like like a tier 3 wide receiver rank because we only start one. It's only 12 teams, so Patrick Mahomes is freaking awesome, but half the league has a guy who can compete with him. There are quite a few good quarterbacks in the league right now. And also, like, wide receivers the tiers got huge real quick because there's just a ton of good wide receivers in the league too. So if teams that have like just killer starting lineups that or even going past their starting lineup into their bench, just killer wide receiver cores. Hey, guess what? Almost everybody else has a great one too. So yeah, I did not go deep on defensive end, defensive tackle, and safety because I feel like there's a few that are contributing to you winning every week, and then a bunch of other people. So that's how I rank. Like, what do you guys think about just like the weights that I did. Do you agree, disagree? Probably a lot of disagreement.
I think
Oh.
your weights generally make sense. I think when you're looking at like a Buda Baker or I don't know, a Nick Bosa or something, they probably should have been boosted a bit higher just
Yeah.
because those real difference makers at those IDP positions, like when Buda or Bosa are putting up 30 a game for
Yeah.
a few weeks, they're straight up winning me weeks every week.
Yeah.
So,
Oh no,
so
don't.
it's hard to put a price on that.
I know Buddha good. Chris, would you really have given me 2 firsts for Buddha, or you just yanking my chain last year?
I was specifically just yanking your chain.
Yeah.
However,
Okay. All right.
I did really like Buddha. I still really like Buddha. I think, like Corey was just saying, he's the exception to the rule in the safeties and kind of DBs field right now.
Yeah.
If Derwin James can stay healthy, I could see him potentially being one of those guys as well.
Yeah. Well, Jamal Adams is up there too.
Yeah, and Jamal
Yeah.
Adams, of course. But there's just
What about Jesse Bates? He don't get no love.
he's got to do
Not
it.
to the same level.
He's got to
as
do it a
they
little bit more.
Who
Yeah.
the fuck is
Okay.
Jesse Bates? I don't even know who that is.
He had a breakout season last year.
But you got Derwin and Buddha scoring the same as like Matthew Stafford or Justin Fields or Chris Carson. Let me scrolling down Mike Davis. Who the fuck's Miles Gaskin? That feels off. So that's all. That was the one thing that jumped out to me is
That's fair.
IDP's a bit low.
I'm not a math guy. These are completely my gut. Like
I can tell.
those values. I'm an English teacher, man. I can't add 10 plus 2. So yeah, that was all just my gut feeling on it, and I that's fair. Those few guys do make a huge difference, but the problem with that, with doing that, is they got to do it again, and there is a lot of turnover at those positions at the top,
Oh, for sure.
right?
Yep.
So I kind of, in my head, I'm like, if they do exactly what they did last year, and with Buddha, like the last 3 years, to be fair. But that also scares me off. It's like, he's done it 3 years in a row and nobody does that at safety. Right?
Yeah. The other thing that I think you should call out, or I guess I'll call out because I'm already saying it, is
Yeah.
it feels more like these are redraft rankings than dynasty rankings.
Because this is only for this season. My
Yeah.
ranks were only going into the season. The positive,
I
negative.
think the listeners need to know that coming in for sure.
Yeah, this rank is only for this season. Who's got the best chance for winning it all this year?
So I mean, in this league specifically, I don't know that would change a lot with these rankings. We could get into it, but
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many people were actually actively doing a rebuild the last few years. I know I was, and it's pretty freaking obvious.
Jarvis is in the basement either way. That's all I'm saying.
Poor Jarvis.
We're just fighting to keep the pink helmet on. That's all we're doing. we got some issues.
Gotta embrace
I
the
think
pink
between
helmet,
these
man.
two, they've had the
For a
pink
couple
helmet every
years.
season. So
Hey, I've broken the curse, and I will not
because
be
Sean, you broke the curse when Sean joined the league.
I will not
It
be
took me a
Outside
couple of
these a little
seasons
bit.
before I committed. And that's crap. I didn't get the #1 pick either time either. Damn it.
Yeah, now you sound like John from Jack's Rangers.
Right.
He hates the fact that it's the power points and everything that apply to the
Oh,
to
that
the
makes way
ranking.
more sense though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
because I mean,
Not
because
having that debate here.
Please no.
Moving on. All right. So, does anybody else have anything to say about the power rank, except for Corey, because he's not one.
I think after the fix you made, it's pretty reasonable now. The thing I was most offended by for the listeners at home is that Sean put himself in the same tier as my team, and
You can't start all of those players, man. I was also thinking just starting lineup, which depth is important.
and I'll hold off my comment about Sean's team until we get to Sean's team and the
Okay,
power
all right,
rankings.
let's just go.
Go down the line.
Well, and I will say this:
Hollywood, you just made the playoffs last year. After being better for years. Let's get off the high horse.
Hey, listen,
He'll
it felt
probably be
good.
starting Sony Michelle some weeks, so that's all I'm saying.
That is not happening. All right. All right. So our bottom ranked team. Anybody want to drum roll it?
It's not me, so I'm happy.
All right, we got Templar in last place.
Templar Nighthawks. Yep.
Yeah.
Did anybody
That seems right.
disagree with that?
Not at all.
No,
All right.
No, you kind of hurt me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I hope
it's
you
the-
don't watch this, Larry. I'm sorry.
It's the first
It's not
team.
personal. It's not
But
personal.
I'm assuming-
Anybody, it's not personal.
So as I was going through and I was looking at each team, it's the first team on the list that made me go, oof.
Yeah.
Like, this is rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough
We
day at
had
the
some
office,
draft
okay.
capital and traded it for way too cheap. Eh.
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it.
Oh yeah, that was to you, right?
That wasn't me. Yeah, I mean, what's looking for some positives?
Oh, that running back core is hurting.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
you're starting he's got three journeyman kind of QBs filling a spot that are all
Mhm.
being going to be pushed by younger QBs behind them.
Taylor Henneke is hoping to be a journeyman quarterback.
Yeah, true.
Right?
I would say the same for Mac Jones, probably who he took over Fields and Wilson, which
That blew my
kind of
mind.
blew my mind.
That
Not-
blew my mind.
I might be jumping out of turn here, but that was the one note I had jotted down here.
Yeah, I can't believe Fields, like, I could see the argument for going Trey Lance ahead of Fields, but I was still pretty surprised if Fields went after those two.
I'd take Lance over Fields 99 out of 99 times for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
This kid for the Russian upside?
Well-
I'm all about the upside.
Well, but then the thing is, it's a better team.
Sure.
Like when Lance pulls in, he's gonna, depending on when he gets in. I mean, you're looking at a really solid receiving core with enough running back depth for a young quarterback to actually do work.
So are we just going to jump to talking about Jarvis's team now? Is that what's happening?
If you so
I don't know
insist.
what there really is to say about Larry's teams.
Okay. Well, do we want to talk about the draft? His draft?
It was a decent draft. I mean, Micah Parsons is kind of you would hope is a can't miss linebacker, especially if he's going to play in the middle.
That's
They're in.
I'm fine with
that
Micah.
situation is freaking weird, though. There's so many linebackers there now.
He went where he should have. That 110 to 112 spot is where the first linebacker goes every time. Though I loved his comment in the draft. It was, let me hold on. I got to open mother's maiden name. I noted that. As
Oh, yeah.
and, knowing Larry, I mean, that's probably why he picked him. So
He got Michael Carter at 113, which I'm not high on Carter.
He wasn't somebody else.
He'll-
But you know what? Situation matters, and the Jets
does.
suck, and he can easily have a one-hit wonder season being on the Jets just by opportunity alone.
if
Very
he
true.
flips him for 2 firsts, like, he's doing.
That's
I don't.
never
I doubt
gonna
that's
happen
the
in
plan
this
here,
league.
but
That's never. People just don't trade that way in this league, man.
Chris is right here.
Listen, Chris hasn't pulled a trade like that in a long time. I do not pull Douglas's anymore. And I'm going to skip over Mac. I was just going to say I'm going to skip over Mac Jones, but I will say the Amari Rogers pick, which he got 2-8. I like Rogers. I'm just now concerned with the situation in Green Bay
Yeah.
with Aaron potentially not playing.
Yeah.
But that was a good
come
solid pick.
on.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
who's he
Whatever.
gonna play over
Fake news.
in that offense?
I think he's probably a starter with it coming out of camp. I mean, really and truthfully, after Devontae Adams, it's just a
Yeah.
3-ring circus of wide receivers.
Yeah, but without
Mhm.
Aaron Rodgers, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Right?
Aaron's gonna be there.
Yeah.
No doubt about that.
We haven't heard from Corey.
Or he's got the rose-colored glasses on.
Yeah, damn.
Don't do it to me,
Yeah.
Jarvis.
John Elway is on the phone every day trying to make that happen. And
He's
sooner
trying
or later, it's going to hit.
He
He's
needed
trying to make a
take-
trade like Douglas.
Pretty much.
I was pretty, if they made it through the draft with no trade, I can't see a trade coming through. Like if it would have been that 1-8, maybe a little Judy and Fant thrown in or something, we would have taken Fields. Like I wouldn't have even been upset about that. I love Aaron Rodgers, but I wouldn't have been upset about that. I don't know what they got that they could offer for him.
At this
Headed,
point.
yeah. Because NFL, it's weird, right? You can't just trade like 10 first-round draft picks over the next 10 years or whatever, right?
No.
Or can you? I don't know how it
I
works.
actually don't know.
Ask Mike
But, like,
Ditka.
The next 2
True.
years
Yeah,
ain't gonna do
Whatever
it. It's true.
Ditka gave away, that's the limit. That's the limit.
Yep.
Well, I'd say consensus, and again, nothing personal, but I think we all agree Templar is probably the pink helmet winner this year.
Corey is way too quick at noticing when I change his name.
they all jealous. Good stuff.
All right. So then also, all right. So this tier is what's called the basement. Also, right in there, right next to Larry is Jarvis.
Mm. And I want you to know I'm 2 injuries from everybody on the team ahead of me from being in the playoffs.
No, you're not.
Well, that's
all I need.
what fucked Jarvis up is he got like off to a hot lucky ass start in 2019 when he probably should have been tanking and snuck into the playoffs. And
Yep.
I think you were either going to be 1-1 or in the playoffs because of our potential points drafting system, and that 1-1 would have like I know we're not supposed to do this, but I would have straight up like sat everybody and take to get that 1-1 if I were you. But I mean, if you can make it in, you got to go for it, I guess. So I can't fault you either way. But
that was my whole thing with that. Like, once you get to the playoff, anything can happen. So injuries, something stupid, OBJ going on a boat, like anything's in there. So why not get in and play it out?
That's true.
And that probably did kill my team. So, but I'm trying to figure out if, I don't know, I just need DJ Chark to not be shitty one time and Mike Williams to actually, I don't know, play.
Yeah.
Who
So
you got? ETN should be good.
ETN should be good. Kenyon Drake.
No, I like your draft.
Well, why? Thank you.
Take a look at that draft.
I did what I could with it.
I want to say thank you for taking Travis Etienne, because I'm going to say that to everybody who picked before me at 4. Thank you.
Really, here's the thing. I'm not completely sold on Jamar Chase instantly being the best receiver. I really like T. Higgins.
Thank you again.
And that was one of those things that really got me with that, where he's a talent, but it's very possible that T. Higgins and Jamar Chase can split a heck of a workload, and Tyler Boyd's not going anywhere. Whereas I can see Travis Etienne being a 33 down back and getting at least 20 carries throughout the second half of the season.
Well, I'll say this as the Jacksonville native right now, and him being here in Jacksonville, what they've seen in the rookie, OTAs and everything thus far, is him playing kind of that Urban Meyer role of a weapon, quote unquote weapon. Like if you go back to
not the Percy Harvin purgatory
Exactly.
role.
Exactly.
Oh,
Yep.
Exactly. And so
God.
Yeah, this guy's an idiot.
you're seeing you're seeing him. He is getting carries, but he's not number 1 on the depth chart. But I mean, I gotta say, kid last season had a really good year. And his last name is slipping me. It's not Washington, but I want to call him Washington. Robinson. Thank you.
He's shit. He's shit.
He had a really good season.
And he has no draft capital.
So, but we'll see. Yeah, it's true. And that plays a big role as well, the draft capital thing. I get that, but they're talking a lot about using him as a wide receiver, both out of the backfield and lining it up in the slot.
Well, it doesn't really help a running back in this league. Like receptions for running backs are like whatever.
Yeah.
They point to.
Wood, you're killing me. You're sending me to the juice, man.
Sorry, man. But your draft as a whole, man, I especially like some of the later picks with Werner and
Turner.
Yep, Turner and Horn, picking up JC Horn. I know we don't put a lot of value on cornerbacks in IDP at all in fantasy. They're probably the most interchangeable position every single year. But when you do get one of those stud, first round corners late in the draft, it's a good solid pickup. So
Well,
I do
but
think
only for the first
Marshall
couple of
or
years. I'm sorry, go ahead, Corey.
I was just gonna say, looking at your wide receiver room, it looks a lot better with Marshall or even Tony in there. Take your
Does.
pick. Like Trey Lance, I love Trey Lance. I think he'll probably be a back end QB1 as soon as this year, but it's just
Yeah, we
not a
already have-
valuable spot in this league. Like,
And when you had Lamar
I-
and Kirk Cousins already, didn't really.
Right.
The
yeah,
thing is,
Kirk Cousins, yeah.
it was more of a future pick in that way. Kirk Cousins, I'm kind of ready to get rid of. But
are you now?
Lamar,
Might as well drop him.
Oh, really?
no. You guys can talk to me whenever you want with them draft.
Yeah.
Or,
I'll be there.
trades.
Wait. Did I offer you Justin Herbert in a first round pick for Lamar Jackson
I was about to
towards the
say,
beginning
I
of
was-
last year? I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure I did.
Yes, you did.
And you like laughed me out of the room.
pretty
Oh,
much.
man.
And still bitter
I
about
was-
that.
I would straight up not be on this phone call if that trade went through.
and he's now like what is he, your third highest rated quarterback?
I think he's my second, second or third. Yeah,
Let's see. Yeah, he's third. You've
He's
got
third, yeah.
Mahomes, Jackson, and then Herbert.
it was hurtful. But the thing is, when it comes to Jackson, you're always on this line of can he get injured? And the thing is that
Apparently not.
Yeah.
He's the magic man.
ain't no magic doesn't last forever. We all know this when it comes to running quarterback. The problem is it's hard to get somebody who can match that kind of production when you're depending on somebody at that level. And for me, I thought at that spot, Trey Lance was the best that can emulate that kind of production. And let's say a week 8, week 9, week 10 scenario, I can see him getting 200 yards passing and another 80 to 100 yards rushing in a game, just from nobody having film on him yet. And then again, like I said, moving forward, I can go with that because quarterbacks, if you do it right, especially in CLA, because we don't have to deal with contracts. If you do it right, you can have 2 quarterbacks for the next 8 years, and you just never have to worry about the position again. And then I can focus my attention on everything else. Running backs, we know we usually get 3 years of real solid production, 4 if we're lucky. Wide receivers, maybe you get up to 4. So I was just looking at that.
If you got good ones, that's way longer than that, man.
Yeah, again, depending on, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just kind of wanted to have a quarterback stable that I didn't have to worry about no more.
Fair enough.
The one note I made is I don't know that you'll make it out of this bottom division this season, but I mean, I think you're a pretty smart guy. Obviously, you won SFX this past season, so also a champion for you there, Corey. And so you're gonna make your way out of that division, I think, in the next 2 seasons. So because you've got a really solid core. Just don't trade with Corey, and you'll be fine.
I don't take Corey's
I
calls
see-
no more.
I see
What?
ETN.
Hey, I work out
Chart?
deals that are just fine with Corey.
It looks 1 deep at RB, 1 deep at wide receiver,
Mhm.
1.5 deep at tight end. There's some work to do here. That's all I'm
That's
saying.
what-
No offense,
He's
Jarvis,
building.
but
He's building.
It's a
The
building. And
QBs are good.
yeah, but
You
they're
never
dime
know.
a dozen in this league.
Yeah, that's
True.
true.
but you never know. Jaceki might show up.
That's all I'm saying. If I could just wave a magic wand and acquire a first, I'd be sliding in your DMs, Jarvis. That's all I'm saying.
Fair enough.
All right,
Alright.
last team in the basement. We got the Jacks Rangers. What we got going on here? We
I
got
like it.
T-Law and Aaron Rodgers, so set at QB, which we're probably going to be saying for every single team.
Mhm.
Cam Akers.
Well,
I don't know
the
much
problem.
else going on at running back.
No, and he's really stuck at the fact that James Conner is kind of worthless now. But like that was a
Yeah.
good pickup 2 years ago, and it just isn't panning out.
Is he? He might be the starter in Arizona.
That's a damn shame. How you gonna be starting
Yeah.
running back on a 5 wide receiver team?
He'll fall into some touchdowns, but I wouldn't want to be starting him every week.
But to John's credit, he picked up a fairly rough franchise, and
Yeah. Well, he just started last year, right?
yeah, last season was first season.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
he's rebuilding.
Is
He should be in the basement. He should
traded-
he should want to be in last place in these power rankings. So trade me anything good you have.
Yeah.
Uh,
Last season, I got shit on for a trade we made, which was basically his first and Evan Ingram for my Stephon Diggs, and y'all act like I raped the new guy. I would have totally won the championship if I had Stephon Diggs. That first turned into 1-3, so I'm not that upset about it. But
He
Evan
then
Ingram
sent
didn't contribute shit to my team the entire year.
he then sent
Right.
Stephon Diggs to me. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, I noticed. You know,
his part.
I mean, Galladay, Galladay, Reynolds, and Samuel, I think are all undervalued for what they're going to do this year. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
I think that's a pretty okay wide receiver core coming
David
into the
Moore-
season.
David Moore's not bad either. I mean, let's wait and see what Sam Darnold's actually going to do, and Jarvis,
He's-
you with Robbie Anderson could benefit from that too. But
mhm.
Probably starting Waller and Goddard every
Probably.
game.
week.
Probably, but Waller.
Which isn't bad.
So
He
we're
got
looking
hit.
at Akers, Galladay, Samuel, Goddard, Waller, A-Rod. That he could be a back end playoff team out of nowhere. Like I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah, if nobody gets hurt and everybody plays up to what.
Though if I were him, I would trade Waller and Rogers
That's what I
and
was
get some
about to
draft
say.
picks for sure. Like
Well,
that's
yeah,
the
like
better move here, I think. But I mean,
Galladay,
even on
Galladay as well.
his IDPs are
He's not
solid.
wrong.
He's got Allen, he's got Dunlap, he's got Edmonds, and Mac could blow up with the 6 points per sack in this league,
Yeah.
Mhm.
even for linebackers. Like he could have some 30-point weeks out of nowhere for sure. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And his draft-
rush linebackers are freaking worthless the way this is set up. I'm sorry.
Looking at this season alone of the basement teams, this is the one that has an argument for being in a higher tier. I think.
Yeah,
That's
there's
all I'm
decent
saying.
pieces here.
I would agree with that, but unfortunately, he's got a real tough call to make. I would say the value of Darren Waller in week 3 and what you can get in a trade in comparison to the value that you may have in, let's say, week 7 is kind of different. Like, I think a team that really feels that they got something and they're a Darren Waller away in that, week 3, week 4 range, you can squeeze 2 firsts out of that, if not 2 first plus.
I'll give you, John, if you watch this, I'll give you Fant and Tebow right now. Hit me up. Might even give you Pitts.
I'm
Probably
gonna mute him.
not,
I'm
but
gonna mute him. I'm
give
gonna mute him.
give me a Waller for Pitts straight up offer, and let me just think about it for a few days.
Whoa,
That's-
Waller for Pitts.
That's
Hold
a
on.
rebuild.
Let me just
That's
think
a
about it for a
Hold
few
on.
days.
Boy.
Look, I didn't know
Fall
we were
for it.
gonna. I
Do
didn't know
it.
we were
Make
gonna
him
use
think
this as
about
a.
Listen,
know we
I'm
were gonna
always
use-
trying to win championships out here.
Hey,
I
man,
take any
that's
venue I
fine.
can.
See? There you
I
go.
did not.
Well,
I did not
hey,
know.
hey,
Oh, sorry,
I muted
Jarvis.
myself
I was
after that.
just
So I
gonna
didn't
say,
say.
I just want to make
You
sure I
muted
heard
yourself.
that right. You're willing to give up Pitts in the first round draft pick for Darren Waller. That's the
Oh
trade that is
no,
on
I
the
did not
table.
fucking say
That
that.
is what I
No,
heard.
I did not fucking say that. I'll give you Waddle. Give you Waddle and Tebow.
I did not know we were gonna use this as a platform for Corey to make trades.
No, it's for all of us to make trades. It's for all of us to make
You're all gonna be fucking salty when I suddenly have Waller like 5 days.
Son of a bitch. I will say John's draft, 1 through the first 4 picks.
Yes,
I was, yeah, I
Definitely.
think Ernest Jones is a sleeper linebacker. I
Yeah,
think
me
he was a
too.
good pickup.
Mhm.
I think he's
and
a real. I got him wherever I could.
So I think he's shown some good aptitude, and he's building this squad.
Yeah.
So, and I
Right.
definitely agree with Corey on the fact that there's an argument that, and it's obviously as our season goes, if there's an injury or two, John could this season find himself in the middle of the pack of the next division up. So
But if he stays injury free, because he's
Yeah.
got a solid starting lineup, but any injuries, trouble. But I was like Tony. What do you guys think of Kadarius Tony? I was just out. Like, no, thank you.
Getting a first round draft pick wide receiver in the second round of our draft feels pretty okay to me.
Yeah,
Like, I tend to defer to what the NFL is doing. He's not like Tutu Atwell. What's the classic example? I can't even remember dude's name.
Henry Ruggs.
Henry Ruggs.
Mhm.
I'm going even further back than that. The Rams took this dude.
Was it one of the
Seriously,
Josh
Henry
Reynolds?
5'5", runs really fast. Like Tony
Oh,
looks like a real
Tavon
wide receiver.
Austin.
Tavon Austin's the one I was
Yeah.
thinking of.
Oh,
Like,
girls.
Right.
Tony was taken in the first. He looks like a real wide receiver. He could be AJ Jenkins or some shit. Like, everyone thought that was a bust. And
Well,
he got
and-
taken in the
Right.
second of a lot of drafts because he was taken in the first in real life. And
Oh.
turned out we were right and the NFL was wrong. But there's plenty of times where we've been wrong and the NFL is right. So
Yeah.
I reserve judgment. I think a second round pick is a fair price to play for Tony, but he did take him over Terrace Marshall, which feels like a mistake to me.
Well, I'll just add this, and his landing spot and situation. Jarvis talked about this just a little bit earlier. Situation matters, and
Yeah.
like Galladay's not been able to stay healthy at all. Sterling
Mhm.
Shepard has been
Well, he
injury
just
prone.
had injury issues last year. He
Yeah.
wasn't really injury plagued before that.
Well, I mean, I'm going to say he's. I don't think he's played a complete season yet. I don't think he's played a full 16 games, and now we're going up. I could be
had-
wrong.
I had him. I don't. It was just last year he got banged up, and honestly, I think he spent most of last year being, "Ooh, my knee hurts," because he wanted to get paid.
Right. He played it up for sure. And he
Yeah.
did get paid. He's like the only wide receiver who got paid this
Yeah.
offseason. I think that says something.
That does say
True.
something. Yeah.
Though he
I
does
like
have
to say
Galladay
it's-
too, so like stacking up on the Daniel Jones wide receivers feels a bit risky, and I say that as the dude who owns Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
that's taking a chance for sure.
Yeah. All right, boys.
Out
Should we
it.
move on to the next team?
Yeah, we
Thumbs up.
should.
Yeah.
But the last thing I'll say is, John, you're an okay boomer in my book. So
He's
But,
squarely in boomer.
Piece of
community.
advice, John. Beware of the trap. Don't be like me. If you're a game from getting into the playoffs and instead you can get a nice draft pick, think twice, my friend.
just trade Corey. That's always the best medicine.
All
Trade
right.
Corey and tank.
Get him for all the money. Take him for all his lunch money if you're gonna do it. Corey will pay.
All right.
I got lots of lunch money to go around. So
And- For what it's worth, Galladay's had one 16-game season. The other one was a 15-game season and an 11-game season. So
There you go. See you on the fact check.
Yeah.
Well done.
Okay, so all right, so the next tier, I called it stuck in the middle with you.
The crackheads. I mean rockheads.
The Rockheads.
Same
yeah. All right.
little known fact, Maynard here is the lead singer of Tool. No, just kidding.
Word.
There's no truth in that at all. I just love the fact that his first name's Maynard.
Right, yeah,
Pretty dope.
good.
Nice.
All right, so
I mean,
quarterback, praying that Carson Wentz makes a rebound.
Goff, Wentz,
Ah,
that's fine. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Honestly, in a 12-team league, it's like, whatever.
You got 15 to 20 points a week coming your way. That's all you need.
Yeah.
I honestly
quarterback,
feel like, I mean, he's got Chubb, Eckler, Harris,
Yeah,
Montgomery.
that's a
That's
good
gonna pay
He's
quarterback.
got
Definitely.
Higgins and Lamb and Rondale Moore and some
Mhm.
other like shots in the dark at wide receiver. Like
Yeah,
his tight ends suck, but he's got a shot. He
Yeah.
can make some moves and vault to the higher tier for sure.
I think,
Or he
yeah,
could
like-
just
Mhm.
yeah, I got him like real strong at running back or wide receiver. It's that defense is pretty.
Yeah.
And you need a defense. Like you can't just get by on a sick offense in this league. Like,
that's how IDP is in
Yeah.
the top tier every fucking year.
Yeah, Ryan.
yeah,
Thanks.
yeah.
Fucking asshole.
Can't neglect defense.
Yeah,
I
and
mean-
outside of like 3 IDP stars, everything he has is unfortunately kind of middle of the pack.
Yeah,
Mm.
I mean, he does
I
have
like
Darius
replacing
Leonard,
them.
right? And
Yeah, he's got-
Abram and
He's got Darius Leonard.
He's got some studs.
and
He's got
Kendricks.
TJ Watt, Sheldon Richardson,
But
who
again,
is
TJ
just a
Watt.
monster.
TJ Watt should be our edge number one. Linebacker 26.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough.
Nah. But yeah, he's got a couple studs on defense, but I mean, we start a lot of defensive players. If you're starting a lot of replacement level guys, you have a replacement level defense.
True.
I should
but-
know. That's my defense.
Yeah, but I
Yeah,
really do like
I-
the wide receiver core. So you know,
Yeah,
that wide receiver
receiver
core can put up some points. Yeah.
Also, like Gallup, like either they let Amari Cooper walk because he's super expensive and he stays in Dallas, or he gets signed somewhere else next year. And he's
True.
already shown he's a good wide receiver.
But if I were a betting man, and I am, I would bet Maynard finishes higher than Sean this season.
Oh, yeah,
Ooh,
let's go. Let's go, son.
Put it on the table.
And,
Put some
and
buckets
Sean
on
is in
it.
an entirely different tier than Maynard. That's
get
all
to
I'm
rename-
saying.
rename
We-
teams.
I don't want to jump
Rename
ahead
teams.
6 teams, which we should be
I'll
jumping
bet
ahead
you a
maybe
team
one
rename.
team,
Yeah,
but
like
because of
higher.
a little institutional bias here, we're jumping ahead 6 teams. And all I'm saying is stack up position to position. Which
Hey,
positions are
hey,
you better than Maynard
Hey,
at?
shit talker.
QB?
Put your money where your mouth is.
Put some buckets
All
on it.
Yeah,
Right.
right. Can we get a
Team
couple
name.
cases of the good stuff?
I-
What's
I
going
got-
on?
Winner
Team name?
renames the
Team
other
name?
team.
All right, deal.
All right, boom.
Whoa. Wait, y'all said that too fast. Say it again so everybody
I
can hear
finish
it.
better than Rockheads. Is the
Are we
bet.
doing PP
I say
or
I finish
record?
better than Rockheads. What?
PP or record?
Record.
All right,
Record?
deal.
All right.
Team name next year.
Team
Yep,
name
so
next
it's-
year.
So
Team
to
name.
clarify, if Sean finishes higher than Maynard, he gets to rename Corey's team.
Yes.
If he
Mm.
doesn't finish higher than Maynard, Corey gets to rename Sean's team.
Yes.
Ooh,
All right,
pride
I
on the
I already
line.
got some ideas cooking.
I've got a long list.
Maybe like
I've been
Sean
writing it
May
for
suck a
years.
dick.
What was that?
I'm not gonna say it. You'll just have to wait to see it.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see the helmet Chris designs for that name. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, and
I didn't say
I'll
nothing
put
about
some
no helmets.
I'll
Okay, we
put some
can do the
special
helmet
effort
too.
into it.
Oh yeah.
name and
We'll go
helmets?
with it. Yep, name and helmet.
All right.
Name it. Well, sure. I don't know if we're even making new helmets these days, but yeah.
I can do it. Speaking of, I need to do it for Rockheads and Jackson Rangers because Rockheads has got an atrocious helmet in there.
All
And I
right,
know that just annoys Richard.
Shall we get to his draft?
Yeah. Let's take a look at his draft.
It wasn't bad. I mean,
you got
overall,
Najee 101. So I don't even care what happens the rest of the draft. You feel pretty good coming out of the draft with that.
Now,
Right?
Rondale Moore, second. I like him.
just in a log jam at wide receiver in Arizona, but
Yeah, but it's
Still-
also an old ass logjam. Like,
true.
Yeah,
Okay,
that might pay off in a season or two.
yeah, not this season, but
Yeah.
Christian Kirk is gone after this year.
Trash.
Yeah,
Gregory, is
like
it
it's-
Rousseau?
Next year, Rondale Moore's the 2.
hmm
Yep.
Unfortunately, he might have a waste at the DB. Patrick Surtain, I think, is going to be a great rookie DB because I think he's going to get picked on a lot. But he's good. So after the second and third year, the points go way down because people stop throwing his way. So, and that's what I'm saying. Depending on how this season goes, he might get something out of him.
I like Rousseau at 401.
Yeah, and he's a development guy, to be honest.
Yeah,
definitely.
As most defensive ends are,
Yeah.
they take 2 or 3 years unless they're just absolutely bosses.
Yeah.
You know,
And none of the defensive ends this year were.
no, and so I think in the next 2 or 3 years, that's a guy you stash on your taxi squad
Yeah.
and just wait for him to develop into what he needs to be.
So the
So
guy's athletic as hell. Getting him at 401, yeah, that's a good roll of the dice.
Mm-hmm. No, good deal.
next,
Yeah.
Dude.
Next on the hit
Next
list.
up is Richard, right? I've been waiting to talk about this one.
All right,
Now-
Corey, take it away.
I think Richard thinks this is a super flex league. Richard is like the prototypical team that was a contender, could never quite break through, and just like really exemplifies this stuck in the middle with you name you put here, where it's just a very middling team. Everything could fall right and he could win it,
He's
maybe.
paid,
But this is
Mhm.
not the year. His team looked great 4 years ago.
yeah. He's paid first round picks for 2 of those quarterbacks in trades. He gave me a first for
Mm.
Baker. He gave you a first for Justin Herbert.
That's
Mm.
yeah, he took Kyler way too high last year, 2 years ago, and I mean it paid off. I guess you're not upset about having Kyler, but he
No.
has Kyler, Baker, and Herbert. I don't know what the plan there really is. I mean, he's got Tyreek, so he's got some pieces, but he
Oh.
also invested in James Robinson, or at least turned down some trade offers he should have taken for James Robinson.
No.
Yeah, that
Like,
that
he's-
running
he's
back
got
room
the-
is a travesty, unfortunately.
Yes,
He's got maybe the best defensive end core in the league. But this
Mhm.
feels like what we were saying about Jax or Jarvis earlier. Like he should blow this the fuck up while he can.
Yeah.
Even selling someone like Sweat or Bosa for a
Like
couple
King's
picks, like
ransom.
their value's never going to be higher than it is right now.
Mhm.
They'll probably contribute for the next 5 years, so it's not like an obvious move to make, but something needs to change here.
I'll say this one thing about Richard. He's constantly consistent. He's normally in the top 5 or 6 teams.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He's
He really spits
7th
out.
place every year.
And the thing about him that I've noticed is Richard holds on to the guys he loves.
I've been
For
trying to get
God's
Tyreek
sakes.
for like 6 years, so
Yeah, Luke Kuechly, you couldn't peel from his cold dead hands.
Yeah.
And I think
Well,
he owned him everywhere he
It is
possibly
very
could. and-
difficult to trade with Richard. I kind of stopped trying because I think like every trade he makes, he has to be the clear winner.
Yeah.
Like, why can't we work something out that's good for both of us, man? So
yeah,
like,
I got some ideas.
it's kind of
Rick.
hard to blow up a team. Hey,
DM me,
you gotta
Richard.
trade. Huh?
I've got like maybe a Claypool and a Swift for your Tyreek or something. Hit me up. Let me see what we can do.
I was wrong. The over under should have been on Corey's trade offers.
Yeah, right,
not
yeah,
on
right.
How many times he mentions he's a champ?
Exactly.
I was
So
going to
basically,
say,
this
This
so
is
the
like
whole reason
I've
Corey
been kind
wanted
of
to do
lazy this
was the
offseason. This
collusion.
is the first analysis I'm doing this offseason. So
I love what Sean just said. Can you repeat that?
Yeah, the whole reason Corey signed up for this was collusion. He wants to collude with other teams to win a
it's not
championship.
collusion, it's public trade offers. This is good shit.
That's called advertisement,
Yeah.
You have to
I'll-
put in
I'll-
a tampering law.
right?
Listen, Richard. I want Reek. I want Bosa. I want Sweat.
Go for Devin Bush while you're at it. He was hurt last year, but he'll be back. I mean,
There you go.
Wait, so let's see how long. Hey, he noticed.
I saw I was muted. I just wanted to play it up for the crowd.
Oh, nice.
I think it's somewhere there. I stuck in a fuck you shot. So.
No, he was on mute, so it never happened.
Oh wait, are we allowed to curse on this shit?
Fuck yeah.
Too late.
Right?
I
I guess we could send a disclaimer out when we
Look
for
around.
the league. Hey, we are swearing.
I'm
If you
and
don't
I'm gonna
like
go out
swearing,
and
don't watch. And
Larry,
shut the
please
fuck
don't
up.
watch.
yeah.
You can't handle all these no words.
Oh my goodness. I'm gonna address Richard's draft.
Okay.
Zach Wilson is pretty much the only pick I really care for in the whole thing, other than Andre Cisco that he got at 6'6".
Mm.
The rest of the guys, Nico Collins. Sorry, I have no faith in the Houston Texans. If you own a Houston Texan this year, I'm sorry.
Dump them now.
Yeah, and Dwayne
Fireball.
Eskridge. Again, it's one of those things where it's like Seattle has this place where rookies go to die, like mentality.
Mhm.
Rashard Penny was supposed to, and I overinvested in Penny. I thought he was going to be a beast. And just they constantly get guys in there that just don't produce.
Well,
So
plus, like, that was just a weird pick, anyways, for Seattle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, look at Richard's picks up 207. Like, he didn't have many options really.
No,
Mm.
true. I just
Like by
Overall.
211 offense was dead.
Hmm.
Like, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
if
there's not
any
much you can do.
quarterback is the next quarterback to get punched in the face and have their jaw broken, I would put money on Zach Wilson for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
He just looks like the kind of guy
Anybody
who's
whose
asking
mom
for
is
it.
that goofy.
He's gonna talk shit to a DE in practice or something. He's gonna get it for
Oh,
sure.
you know somebody's
You don't
gonna
want
talk
that
shit
smoke.
about his mom
Yeah, right?
because his
Oh,
mom's
man.
ridiculous.
Goodness
Mhm.
gracious.
And then,
that's good stuff.
and you got to think about that, like guys he plays with are seeing his mom do this fucking bonkers shit online, and they're just gonna be like, "What? How do you respect that guy when that's your mom's?" Like, and these grown ass men are gonna be like, "Oh, fuck this guy, man."
I mean,
What?
to be fair,
This guy's supposed to lead us? Okay.
yeah, Richard was a two-time Trump voter, so taking Zach Wilson's pretty in character for it.
Okay.
Did you
Moving
just say
on.
that?
I'm walking away from that.
Let's just go ahead and move on. Let's just go ahead and move on.
I don't even know if that's true.
That's
I
not
would-
true at all.
That was true.
Right? Waffle burger.
Oh, man, how am I supposed
How
to know
about
that?
those waffles burgers?
All right. Oh, hey, waffles burgers. Hey. All right.
Richard's gonna drop like a MAGA and proud into the chat or something after this.
Nice.
Looking good.
Okay. All right. So last one we got in the middle is waffles burger. I like all of this was like I guess one thing I didn't really talk about at the beginning was the ranking. I didn't look at the teams and do a rank. When I did the tiers and like gave players individual like assigned them values and added them up, that's when I knew what the tiers were. Because I tried to be as dispassionate about it as I could.
Yeah. Just giving a general overall score.
Yeah, and then just lining them up by the score.
Of the teams, I feel like there's a pretty good chance you undersold Mr.
Waffles burger?
Waffles here
Okay.
with I mean he's got Jonnu or Logan Thomas who could be a top 6 tight end. No one would be like that surprised if that happened with those guys. He's got Hopkins and OBJ and
Really?
Keenan Allen. That's a pretty sweet core.
Jonnu, really?
Davis or Hunt could be RB1s. Carson could be an RB1 again. Like things could fall into place for this team. They probably won't.
That's a
I feel
whole
like
lot of
he
good.
really outshot his coverage last season too. Like
Yeah.
Waffles is always a contender,
Yeah.
even though I hate his team every year.
Yeah.
So he knows something I don't, is what
Well,
I'm
he's
convinced.
not
And
afraid to make deals.
I was
Yeah.
about to say, like,
He's fucking let's go.
That's-
Go.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
the
Well,
note
hey, it gets
the
him in
note I made.
playoffs.
Yep, sorry about that.
No,
I was
no.
just gonna say that the note I made is that like his team's a hodgepodge of players thrown together, and
Yeah.
it's all because he loves to tinker.
Yeah.
And he's a great owner, and I think he's been with us for a long time. And for what it's worth, let me throw this out there. Cal is actually, or CLA Classic is celebrating its 10 years. Like this is our 10th year in this league this year.
Nice.
It's Corey, mine, and Richard's 11th year total together commissioning, these leagues. We had a league before this that we started called NFL SDL that was kind of a one and done thing as the dry run for it. But I think Adam's been with us for a long time. I would say almost going probably close to all the way back. I don't know if he's an OG owner or not. No, he's not. Corey shaking his head.
Not in Clav for sure.
But CLA
Well,
class.
it's ETS Classic.
Welcome
So
to Claw.
Clav. I feel like, yeah.
Yeah, he's. I
Adam's
just
probably
go
he's
ahead.
got
Sorry.
more 5 to 12 point players than I think any other team does. Like he's
Yeah.
just like very solid across the board.
Mhm.
So that's the
Mhm.
type of team that's just there at the end of the season, and you didn't see it coming. So
Well, yeah, but also 100% guaranteed halfway through the season, this team does not look like this.
No,
Yes,
there's
he
no
will
way.
True.
You might have none of these players halfway
Yeah.
through the season.
Yeah.
That dude ain't afraid to just like, what do you want for this dude? Boom, go. Let's go.
Yo,
Oh, yeah,
hit
I
me
like
up,
I like
Adam.
dealing without him. Like
I'll take
he
Hopkins.
wants to get a deal done,
Have a
it's gonna
discount.
get done. Sorry?
That being said, Adam, we need to make some deals and draft picks.
Hopkins
No,
would
no, no,
look
no,
good
no,
at
no,
my
no,
Just
no, no,
wide
saying.
receiver 2 spot.
We're up to 4 trade offers now.
Wait, let's did he have draft picks?
He had no
No,
draft picks,
Okay.
which
None
is
this past year.
again
Nope.
Okay.
further proof of his trading
Yeah.
tendencies. Now he's by no means our owner in Sim Carolina Panthers.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Mm.
He's that nobody trades like that gentleman.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah, we'll get to him.
True.
Let's see, I got a Claypool and a Waddle for Hopkins or something. Hit me up.
Mute. All right. Hey, what do you guys think about like take a quick break? And then so I could smoke. Come on, let's go. I'm taking a break.
Nope.
make it happen.
So and then we got like 2 files. So we
Okay,
have
yeah,
one
yeah,
huge
I'm with that.
download, Right. All right. So
Okay.
10 minutes. I'm gonna get some coffee, have a smoke. I'll be
So this is gonna end session 1, and then we'll get
Yeah.
to the next session.
and then
Probably
get
2
into the
minutes.
next one.
I'm with it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right, y'all.
Corey does
Alright.
not look happy. Ugh.
It's
Just
past
keep
my
going.
bedtime.
Say what?
It's past my bedtime.
Oh wait, you
Now
guys
it's
are on
gonna
the
be
East
10 more
Coast like
minutes past
midnight,
your
right?
bedtime.
So-
No, it's 10:30 for me.
And
Oh, okay.
11:30. I got the day off tomorrow as well, so I'm good.
I do not. That's
Ooh.
yeah. It's
Time you gotta get up, man.
my kids will be up by 6.
Yeah.